second part of a special Betfair Greyhound of the Year series, Jack Bell talks about the years following the war and his early involvement with the NCA.
I prefer not to talk too much about it because it brings back sad memories, but I was in it for 3.5 years. A lot of my very good friends didn't come home, and that saddens me. And I was lucky. I came home reasonably unscathed with just a small wound, but nothing serious. So if you don't mind, 3.5 years in the army was enough for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Trained, but I owned greyhounds and leased them and had them trained by a chap by the name of Jim Taylor, one of the leading trainers. Yes, won a lot of races, didn't win more races than I won, but fortunately to have a top class greyhound that should have won the Derby in 1969, ran second, a dog called Main Issue. He won 17 races out of about 30 starts. Went to stud eventually, but should have won the 1969 Derby. Was badly hampered and pulled a muscle, dropped a back muscle about 15-20 metres from the post and was just beaten and ran second. Well, Wentworth Park was officially opened in 1939.
Oh, was it really?
Yes.
As a greyhound track?
As a greyhound track.
Okay.
That was the official opening.
Yeah.
I think it was May 1939. My dad, incidentally, was on the committee of the NCA prior to that. But in 1950, after the war was over, he talked me into standing for the committee and I was elected. It was virtually the only club.
Was it? Yeah.
Yes, it was the club. Yeah. There was a limited number of members, 100 members, limited. Eventually, political pressure instructed, I should say, the NCA to increase their membership. They said should be unlimited, but eventually the NCA, when I say we, I was on the committee at the time, we managed to get them to restrict it to 300 members. I was madly on promotions. A particular friend of mine, a chap by the name of Doug Phillips, also was on the committee, and we were referred to as the whippersnappers because we were youngsters. But both of us were very, very keen on promotions. Yeah. And if I might boast a little, I think I was, and with Doug, involved in pretty well every promotion that was on at Wentworth Park. Some of them you might know by name. The foot race between Ken Irvine and Michael Cleary, yep. Giving away chickens at Christmas time, bullock riding. We had the politicians riding camels, riding bullocks. The Reverend Fred Nile riding a bullock.
At the dogs?
At the dogs, because he was getting a promotion for his services. Played grade cricket for Glebe, and in 1934 was very fortunate enough to represent New South Wales, but only because the test players were away on test duties and I got a pick. I think that was the reason. I didn't do much good, but I did represent you for New South Wales. So, and selected youngsters were invited down to go down to his studio, down to Mick Simmons, and I was invited down one day and met Mr. Bradman, and he gave me a few tips. Not that they did me any good, but I met him, and I could say, Mr. Bradman, I met